Pleased to be joined now by the one, the only, the legendary future Pro Football Hall of Famer, future Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor member, in all due time. But for now, maybe the busiest man, not just in the United States, but all over the world, DeMarcus Ware. D-Ware, thanks so much for taking the time to join us at Blog of the Boys.
Hey, man. Hey, thank you for inviting me on. I like all that memorabilia that you have in the backpack there, especially that Dallas Cowboys star.
It's funny. So I'm an adult now. One of the first autographs I ever got was yours. Funny enough, right before you guys played the Philadelphia Eagles on Christmas Day, if you remember, in 2006. And so
that was at the old stadium.
Yeah, it was. That was back when so see, the trick, D-Ware, for fans was to go to the Marriott where you guys used to stay and
Right.
and to wait outside the parking lot when you guys would arrive. I got this autograph on that helmet behind me Christmas morning when you left. I don't know if you picked up breakfast or something on the way to the stadium, but so that's a really fun memory for me. So it's cool for this to go full circle and for you to see the ball. You remember it, I guess?
I mean, that is awesome, man, because the thing is, like, when I used to see the fans, because we had to stay there the night before, and, let's say if it was an evening game, probably on Christmas, they had like 3:30, 4 o'clock type game, and I got to see the family before, so I was probably leaving from, the Marriott at the time, but I think it was a good thing. You know what? I'm one of those guys where if the fans are out there, I support, I sign autographs, but now seeing full circle that now you got all your Dallas Cowboy stuff back there and you remembered it. It was a memory on Christmas Day that you can remember, and I helped make that happen. So it feels great for me to, knowing that it goes back full circle, and that's big time.
No, that really, it was a great day. The fact that it was Christmas, obviously, we're talking around Christmas time. So this is really cool, 14 years later, to come here. So what are your thoughts, DeMarcus, unfortunately, on the current state of the Cowboys? I know, you've done the media rounds so much. You're a busy man, like I said, but not great at the moment. What do you see? What do you view as the biggest issue, aside from all the injuries that they've sustained so far this year?
Just like you said, first, I'll just add on to that, the injuries, but also when a lot of the injuries happened on the team, you lost a lot of the leaders at the same time, the guys that implement the character when things really hit the fan. So, when Dak went out, half of the offensive linemen's out, a lot of the defensive line, a lot of defensive guys moving in and out being hurt. So it's hard to keep consistency on the model of the team. So I think that was a big hindrance, especially with a new coach coming in this offseason. A lot of this stuff is built during the OTAs, mini camps, and training camps, and they didn't get to have that. They didn't get their mantra built during the offseason to sustain them during the season. So hopefully, like now, they're saying, all right, well, let's just win these last couple games. Let's end the season the right way, and let's start next season on a good note, having an off season and turning things around.
I know you and your teammates experienced some years that, didn't end the way you wanted them to with the Cowboys. 2008 was one of those years. And I think every Cowboys fan believes you were the rightful defensive player of the year in 2008. James Harrison can take that award and mail it back to you.
Right. Shoot him in my mailbox.
Exactly. But so that year, as an example, you never quit, right? And even that final game in Philly was really bad, but your effort was never a question. And we're seeing that with these current Cowboys, is that effort is an issue. How could something like that happen? Is it just maybe they are overwhelmed with everything that's happened? And again, quit or giving up is a really heavy way to put it, but we're all human and we all experience those emotions.
I think want to comes with in the same realm of quit, but also leadership. When you have guys that really want something and that want to compete, there's no quit in them. I mean, that's the same way when I played. There was times where we're down 30-5, and listen, I had 4 sacks in the game. It didn't matter because that was my name being represented on the back of the jersey, but also playing for the fans, but also, Cowboys Nation. It meant something bigger to me. And, with some of these guys are younger now, they're coming in, they have different perspectives. So that has to change, and it has to change as soon as possible.
I think that's a great point. And maybe, people look at the losses due to injury and say, well, obviously they lose great players, but Dak Prescott's a big leader. Tyron Smith's a big leader. Lyle Collins is a big leader in different ways. And, something that came to my mind right now is that game in Detroit in 2013,
Right.
when everybody thought Dez was getting into it and you guys all had that moment. To me, you can tell me if I'm wrong, that seems like a moment where it's, okay, nothing is going the way we want it to, but we all have to come together here. Is that kind of what you're describing?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, just when the true leadership comes in, when let's just talk about last game. If you're going into the half and you're 14-17 down, there are PR guys in the locker room that are saying, "Hey, we can turn this season around. And we can actually prove to everybody that we can win against a worthy opponent." Right? I mean, you're only 3 points down, but instead they come out and they don't play like we thought that they were going to play. And, the Ravens really just ran up the scoreboard on them. So again, it's like, what happened? What's going on? I'm even trying to grasp what that is, to really just get the guys going.
Do you think there is an added burden for playing for the Cowboys? And you played for another rich organization in the Broncos. I remember, I think it was maybe before the divisional round game against the Giants, there was a story about how some of the older Cowboys came and watched y'all practice to kind of just, put out this vibe of legacy and whatever. Do you think that's part of it? That if this was another team that didn't have this history, didn't have a DeMarcus Ware whose name's going to be in the Ring of Honor someday, that people would care less? Maybe that's too aggressive of a way to put it.
The thing is, this team has so much history, right? I mean, guys from Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, me, Tony Romo, Jason Witten, just to name a few, Deion Sanders. I mean, you name it. So many guys that when they put the pads on, it was almost like they were gladiators in the Coliseum. And the fans knew that they were going to see guys going to battle. That's what we have to get back to. I mean, they're also missing the 12th man. They're missing Cowboys Nation. They don't have 100,000 in the stadium, getting their heartbeats going. So you got to have that rhythm and feeling through the players, through the leadership, through guys from like a DeMarcus Lawrence and Leighton Vander Esch, Alden Smith, even Andy Dalton. I mean, you're the quarterback of the team, pushing those guys to where they need to be.
Randy Gregory, another guy, obviously in that group. Obviously, he's an interesting story this year with his comeback, and a lot of people rooting for him both on and off the field. Has it been nice to see number 94 back in action? I imagine that you want to see that number flourish and have success. And Randy's obviously a story in his own right. What's that been like for you to watch Randy have success so far in 2020?
It's been good, man, especially when he first started. I was like, man, this dude is a force to be reckoned with. I know he's had some off the field problems, but when he comes back, it's almost like he fits right back in the place where he should. He's not coming in out of shape. And he is, I mean, you can see like even last game, a couple of games before that, getting sacks and making plays. So it's good to see him back. But the thing is, I want to see everybody back. I want to see everybody have that type of consistency from an offensively and offense and defense level.
DeMarcus, you are a very busy man. You have, it seems like your hand in a lot of cookie jars, although I would imagine not any actual cookies. If people are watching on our YouTube channel, they're seeing your background and your setup as they've seen you on a lot of different shows. What do you got going on with Jim Beam right now? I mean, I can't believe you have time to do all this stuff. What do you got going on?
Jim Beam, they're actually going to put out a tweet tomorrow, and that's going to initiate the sweepstakes process. And that's going to, I mean, once you hashtag Jim Beam Highball highlights, but also Jim Beam sweepstakes, you got to, put both of them in there at the same time. You're going to be able to enter into a meet and greet on Monday because, the Dallas Cowboys, they play the Bengals and on Sunday, I don't remember what time. But after that, we're going to sit down, have us a little bit of bourbon. They call it the highball with a little soda water. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. And you are able to now, once you, tweet and send that hashtag back to Jim Beam's tweet tomorrow, then you're going to be able to either ask questions during that meet and greet. I don't know how many people they're going to let in, but then also they're going to also send you some type of care kit from Jim Beam. Being able to get something like that, but being able to be part of something like this, especially like the Dallas Cowboys sponsors, it's such a great thing, right? And for me, I love to talk about my Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully they win this game, and we have some good stuff to talk about as we, turn up and have a little bit of highball highlights with Jim Beam and have some fun.
The tweet going out on Friday, December 11th at 1 p.m. Central Time. Again, the hashtag Jim Beam Highball Highlights and Jim Beam Promo. Super easy,
Yes.
super simple. And you get a chance to chat with DeMarcus Ware like me. So it's a lot of fun, big opportunity for you. I think it's super cool, D-Ware, that you're doing all this stuff. Obviously, in our socially distanced world, you've really taken advantage of it. What's something you've watched on Netflix or something that you can give people to stream over the Christmas holiday?
You know what? I got an opportunity to watch the movie called Safety. I don't think it came out yet. It's when one of the kids from Clemson, had his brother in the dorms and
Right.
stuff. A football
On Disney
movie.
Plus, yeah.
Dude, it was on Disney Plus. It was a great movie. Last night, I watch a lot of Disney movies, but then I actually watched Mulan last night. All right.
The
Dude,
new
that
one,
was a
the
good
live
movie.
action?
The new one, yeah, that was actually a good movie. At first, I was like, man, I don't know if the cartoon movie is gonna be as different as the real one, but it's actually a really, really good movie, man. I'm a movie buff, so I watch all kinds of movies. So I would recommend those movies to watch for sure.
Do you sing along? Like I'll Make a Man Out of You and everything, or are you just
No,
watching in silence?
I didn't sing along. I just sing along and hear the swords clacking and all the brutal stuff. But when they start singing, I'm like, all right, cool. Let me go get me some water, and then I'll come back. And but
Cool.
yeah, but it's a really good movie.
Well, D-Ware, this is, I mentioned you're a really busy guy, and your life's probably going to get busier. I would imagine. We want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. And a year from now, after the 2021 season, you will be eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm sure you already knew that. And every Dallas Cowboys fan will be rooting for you. It will be so much fun when that day comes. I imagine you'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and we'll have to catch back up then when you're even busier than you are now. But thanks so much, DeMarcus, for taking the time to join Blogging the Boys.
Hey, I tell you what, and once we catch up again next time, hopefully it'll be one of those Hall of Fame balls hanging up back there in the back, and we'll have some good stories about that.
That's we'll make it happen. Appreciate it a lot, D-Ware. Have a great rest of your
All right,
day.
you take care. All right, thanks.